Let's talk about our regathering. Now, this coming Sunday, in June 14th, 2020, we will be doing our regathering for First Baptist Church of Lansdale here, as in this building. Now, we've been having worship, and it's been wonderful. And I want to just say this, that right up front, even as we're coming back for in-person worship, we've done a lot of work. We spent a lot of money to make sure we can continue to do the live stream. We're doing that because, well, for two reasons. One, we know many folks out there are not going to want to come back right away to the building, and that's fine. In fact, I would encourage you, do not come back until you feel comfortable coming back. Please hear me on that, okay? Do not come back until you feel comfortable coming back. But no, you can still participate in worship as we continue to do it, live streaming it, all right? And so keep that in mind. Don't forget that, all right? I just want to make sure that we're clear on this. No pressure to come back. But for those of you that are coming back, I want you to hear some things that you need to hear, because we need to be personally prepared, and we need to be prepared as a church to come back and to do this safely. So with that being said, you should have received a letter. I'm not sure, I had it here somewhere. I don't know what happened to it, but that's okay. It was a letter that was sent out, and oh, there it is. Found it. Hold on a second. It's going to come to me. There's a letter that went out in the mail. If you didn't get it yet, you'll get it tomorrow. But we also sent it through email. But it looks like this. You can't see it from there. I know. Sorry. But it's a simple letter, and it has like these different symbols on it here. And then also on this side, you flip it over, there's more here. And I'm going to go through these pretty briefly right now with you about some things you need to expect as we come back for worship. So a couple things. One is, before you leave home, we're asking you to do a couple things. We're asking you to take your temperature at home. You know, and here's the thing, you can tell if you're not feeling well. And if you're not feeling well, don't come. Please stay home. And you can watch it at home live on the live stream. We want to make sure that, one, that you're well, but we also want to make sure that you're not bringing anything here, or none of us are bringing anything here that might cause any other problems or harm or spread here as well. So if you're feeling ill, please stay home. Now, here's the other thing too. If you know you've even just been exposed to the virus, stay home. Maybe you're like, I feel fine, I don't have a problem. Well, if you've been exposed to it, please just stay home. Watch live, okay? That's going to be important. Also, we want to make sure we encourage you to bring your own Bibles, your own utensils. We did clear out all the pews for right now, just so there's no extra things to touch or to play with or to pull apart. And we want to encourage you to please bring a mask. Don't forget to bring your mask with you, because we are asking everyone to wear a mask in the sanctuary. And you'll see the praise team will be up front, and when they're up front, they'll take their mask off and they'll sing. But when they come and sit down, we put our masks right back on. So the only people that will be doing that are those that are speaking or singing. But everybody else, we're asking, please keep your mask on during the service. The air conditioning will be on, so it won't be so hot in there. That's one thing I know we're worried about, wearing a mask when it's hot, even like a day on like today. So when you arrive to church, okay, so the second one here, arriving to church and before you come in the building, we want everybody to enter through the ramp door. So that's going to come through the ramp doors. Somebody will be right there to say hello to you. But you're going to park. You can park anywhere you want in the parking lot. And then we want you to come in through the ramp doors. But as you come in, please make sure you keep some good distance between people in front of you. So if your family's coming in and there's another family ahead of you, give them some distance. Let them go on in, and then you can go on into. It'll be pretty easy. And just to make sure as you're coming in, to make sure you have your mask on as well. And so then as you enter the building, as you enter into the hallway there by the ramp door, somebody's going to be there to greet you. Somebody's going to be there to say hello and good morning. They're going to ask you a few questions, like your name, because we want to check in with you to make sure you're checked in. And we want they might even ask, are you feeling okay? Have you been exposed to anybody? Again, all these things we have to do to be careful. If you don't have a mask, or if you're not wearing a mask, we'll ask you to put one on, or we have extras. So if you need one, we'll ask you to take it and put it on as you enter into the sanctuary. We'll also be asking how many are in your group or family for seating purposes. When you come in the sanctuary, you're going to see color-coded areas, and you'll see a seat that will say like, I don't know, it'll be like blue, and it'll be like blue 4. We'll tell you we want you to go to blue 4, and we want you to sit down at blue 4. So maybe 2 or 3 of you sitting right next to the aisle at blue 4. And ushers will help you as you come in and sit down too. But just so you know, there's color coding that will be taking place as well. One of the things you need to know too, there is not going to be any childcare right now. We just cannot handle childcare at this time, and we'd rather just keep everybody in the sanctuary and do the service in the sanctuary and not have other areas of the church being used at this moment or time, for at least for the next. We don't know exactly, but for the time being, let's say, we're not going to have any child care. So when you do get into the sanctuary, you will need to sit in your assigned seating, and we want to make sure you sit at a good, safe distance. And what we've done in there, in your pew, you will find a 6-foot piece of PVC. And it's really simple. It's just going to be on the pew. And so if I'm sitting down and somebody else sit down, it'll be distance apart from each other. And you'll see it when you come in. It's not a big deal. You'll notice that I already talked about the Bibles and hymnals have been removed, right? We did that on purpose, just for things you don't have to touch. And again, we ask that you would please refrain from removing your masks. You'll see the praise team will, but again, when they're done, they will put it back on. At the conclusion of the service, when the service is completed, you will be dismissed by rows to safely exit the sanctuary. It's really simple. You'll be able to, what we'll do is you won't get up right away, but myself or Pastor Chris will come down the aisle and we'll dismiss you row by row as you go out. All right. So it's just an easy thing to help with safe distancing as people leave the sanctuary. We can time it right so you can leave and walk out. And when you get out into the parking lot, feel free to hang out there 6 feet apart and to hang out and chat and talk with people. Fine, go for it. I welcome you to do that. Restrooms. If you need to use a restroom, the only restrooms that we have are going to be open are the ones off the narthex, okay? And so it's pretty simple. You'll be coming in the ramp doors, where the double doors. Literally right across from that on the other side of the sanctuary are the double doors that go into the bell room. And you'll be able to go through those doors, make a right, and then you're going to come down the hall, and they'll be right in front of you, as all the doors will be open and blocked open, so you don't touch anything. But right in front of you will be the men's room, and of course to the left down the hall is the ladies' room. So the restrooms are available, but keep this in mind. We're keeping it, and this is part of the CDC guidelines. We're keeping it so that one person goes in the restroom at a time. Now, if a family, like if a mother and a daughter or a mother or son or whatever, you get the point, a child needs to use the restroom and then a parent or a guardian needs to go in with them to help them, that's fine. But we don't want multiple people in the bathrooms at the same time. And the last thing about bathrooms, please wash your hands. Very important, right? So please wash your hands, and as you're exiting, use the paper towel to open the door, throw it away, and walk out, that kind of thing. Pretty simple. You'll also notice other areas of the church are basically blocked off. And when you come in the sanctuary, there'll be a couple signs up that just say, please don't go here, please don't go there. We're just doing that because we don't want a lot of people running around the church, meaning, does somebody go here, does somebody go there? Do we have to clean that service? Do we have to clean that over there? It's just easier to keep everybody in the sanctuary and have worship together, and then we'll be able to be done that way too. So I know that's a lot. I know it's a lot to think about, and everything's in the letter. But I got to tell you, folks, we've done what's basically called soft openings for the past 2 weeks. We've had small groups come in, like the graduates 2 weeks ago. We've had the ministry board here about this past week. And it was great having people in church, in the pews. I mean, as a pastor and as I'm preaching, I can actually look out and see people. How exciting is that? And so I'm thrilled that we're going to be gathering back together. Now, here's something that's very important. It's the last thing. You need to call us, though. We need to know by this Friday at noon, if you're going to be coming to the service. We are keeping it to about 20 to, it's a weird number. It's like 17 to 20% capacity of our sanctuary right now. We know that we can do that safely. And so that means about 50 people. But we need you to either email Cheryl Anders at canders@fbcl.com, or you can just call the church at 215-855-3457 and leave a message and let us know that you want to come. The instructions are in the letter that was sent home, how to do all that, so you can see it. But we want to compile a list of who's coming so we can even check you in when you come in, because we need to do that for contact tracing in case something happens. That's the only reason we'd have it for. But that's pretty much it. But please make sure you let us know you're coming so we can be prepared for you when you do show up. And I think that covers basically everything on this list. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, or you can call the church and leave a message, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you and talk to you about what we're trying to do and why we're trying to keep really safe with opening up. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening.